Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. I first want to thank you, my gratitude to those people who has been with Hylunia many years and following our philosophy of having non-toxic, product. And you have been helping your clients, so many years now. And, you must be proud that you have avoided, potential, diseases or even potential triggering of cancer cells and all these because it matters. And especially some of you have just 35 years and even 20 years, even that matters, It's a matter of time before all these ingredients can enter into your body and make it happen, okay? So apart from that, let me tell you what I am going today is, I am doing this and coming from retirement you will see the next slide, because of the AI. The AI is going to make everything real now. All the fake and everything, even they can make you into somebody else and say something different or make endorsements and everything. You just cannot believe anything anymore. So this is very important. You are seeing your clients, and so you can share the knowledge, science-based knowledge, what is the real knowledge to them, and tell them this is the facts, and what you hear on the internet and the AI, don't believe them. It's going to happen. So that's what I thought. I will put together this presentation about the ingredients and the formulation, how it matters. However, I was trying to put all of together. I have too many slides, but I just put it so that you can have the information when we send the copy of the recordings and this the PowerPoint. So that's the reason I have it. But I will go through, not maybe go through all the slides, but I will at least just mention about it, what they are. Okay. So 3 things you had to remember. Ingredient, there are good and bad and the ugly. Okay. Some are good, some are bad, and some are really, really bad. Okay. And being a guy, I like the Clint Eastwood movie, that's what I choose, this good, bad, and the ugly. Now, the uglies are the preservatives. People don't talk about, everybody jump on the, paraben free, which we did 35 years ago. Only recently some people got into that, because not that because they believed in, they had to do it because to sell it, people wanted paraben free product. But other than paraben free, there are other ingredients, formaldehyde, ureas, all the other ingredients are benzoic acid, benzoates, and there are so many other ones are there which are bad too. So all the preservatives are bad. But remember that when you have preservatives in the food product, you have the liver to break it down. But when you put the preservatives and all these potential carcinogenic ingredients, they actually go and collect under the skin. There's a fat tissues right under the skin. That's what they collect. Then they come to the point, when it come enough, then it's going to trigger the reactions. Okay. So that's what I talk about, the ugly ingredient. Then I talk about the what are the bads, the fragrances, propylene glycol, polyethylene glycol, diethanolamines, laureth, lanolin. These are the other ingredients, And then the good ones. Good ones are the antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, plant extracts, vitamin, then you have titanium, zinc oxide to combat against free radical from sun, okay? And so the good one. So I'm going to go through and the first one I'm going to send enough time to make sure everybody get it, It is not, it is not going to happen. What happening is, it may not happen anything now, but it will happen after 20, 30 years when your immune system comes down. That's what you get cancer and everything. Okay. So it's very important. You had to prevent now, even from your children, you had to stop these ingredients going into your children, So it's very important. Okay. So now the second part we talk about is you look at the ingredient, good, bad, okay? Then you look at the good ones and see what they can do for you, okay? So this is what it is. When you come to ingredients, if you want to have a anti-aging, okay, you had to have what ingredient can do the anti-aging. When I say anti-aging, wrinkles or collagen synthesis or something, so every ingredient have a specific function, primary function, then they will do the other function too. So you had to know what the function of that ingredient. For example, if you have a headache, you don't take antibiotics, okay? You had to take aspirin or, or Advil. So that's what those are the effective ingredients. So we call it effective ingredients, For example, if you want to get zinc and titanium against reflecting the sun, that is against the sun UV radiations. So you had to have a function of each ingredient, and that's what we will do it. Okay. Now, then you had to look at what is the concentration of that. For example, if you have a headache, if you take one Advil or one Tylenol, it may not work for you. You had to take 2 Tylenol or 2 Advil. So what means is, unless you have a minimum concentration, it is not going to do anything in the skincare ingredient. Okay, I will come and talk about it. There's no FDA, nothing about ingredients and what they do or anything like that. So the concentration or strength, concentration is important. Okay. Even then, the concentration of the active. So if you have a plant extract, for example, take green tea. The active ingredient there is called polyphenol. Okay, so very powerful antioxidant. So you had to see how much active, how much of polyphenol in that ingredient. So you have a normal extract, you get only so much. Green tea will have about 20%, But you had to see what is the active, okay, ingredient, polyphenol. If you say, take a pomegranate, it's called ellagic acid, okay? That's an active ingredient. At the same time, you say you have a cacao plums or amla, they have fruits, so they have so much. When you come to extracts and everything, they have certain actives in the plant extracts. When it comes to the other ones like a vitamin C, they are all vitamin C. Okay, and if it is a powder or if it is 100%, that's what it is. Okay. Now, then you had to look at the active in the plant extracts for vitamins, plant stem cells, neuropeptides, collagen synthesizing acting peptides. Okay, so you had to go to the next level, not just the concentration of the extract, but is active in that extract. Okay, and the last one you had to talk about is the penetration of the active. How this is penetrated. Everybody, when we did the thing, I looked at it, all the ingredient, and 90% of the ingredient have occlusive, they are like a capillary triglycerides or something, which is actually nice emollient and everything, but it won't let any active ingredient to penetrate, especially most of the active ingredients are in water or glycerin. They won't even let it to penetrate. They just sit on top. So I have boxes I bought. There are spa product, your other product, they sell it for for $100, $200 moisturizer. You go to the drugstore and find the same thing with the same ingredient. Only different is packaging and some smell or something. That's it. They don't have anything special. So now you remember that you are a professional. You are a esthetician, you are a professional. They come to you to get your help. Your knowledge, you had to know your active ingredients, it's very important for you, So as a professional, you had to learn what are the active ingredients, especially in this age of AI, you had to know more, and you had to share that information with your clients, okay? You have classes or something, or start send some email or newsletter or something, all these things. So actually, Hylunia is sending call, did you know? Okay, we are putting in, sending out those posts. You can even resend that to your clients and let them educate you. They are going to be bombarded with all the AI, some of them you look real, but they are not real, okay? So you had to make yourself a teacher, an educator, a knowledgeable person, and you have to do that. And that's what is important. You had to know about not only the concentration, you had to go to the what is in the concentration. The best way to look at the concentration is you look at your list. Remember that is the ingredient list. The highest ingredient has to be on the top, then the second highest, third highest. When it comes to 1%, you can do any order. So according to FDA, if anything less than 1%, you can put into any orders, okay? But before that, you had to put in the descending order, okay? That's what the concentration you can find out. Now, so penetration, like I said, if you put you will see, I will show you, it's like putting a handy wrap or saran wrap on your face. That's what happened when you have a very occlusive, could be an oil, could be could be a synthetic something, okay, silicone, petrolatum. You see a lot of petrolatoms in there, that's Vaseline, these things are there. That's what the difference, okay. Now, even it is not connected, I wanted to talk a little bit at the end about the immune system, because even all these things happening, we are trying to get the immune system to work best. Because immune system had to repair all the damages done to your skin. Daily, they had to repair it. When they fail to do that, then ingredient can, whatever the ingredient I'm going to share with you, or the bad ones, bad and the ugly, they can change in the DNA. The DNA means eventually you keep on doing that, it will actually become permanent DNA, which is mutation. And that gives you a different, that's what the cancer, regarding of the cancer cells, okay? So it's important you had to, okay, know about a little bit about the immune system. I will do it in a different classes, but here I am trying to focus on the ingredient and but how do you select the ingredient and what you should not have it, okay? Now, also, whatever you put not only inside, outside, inside also. What you eat, what food you eat, what are they can produce us, okay, certain toxin, and your immune system had to keep on fighting. Whatever you put on your skin, what you breathe, what you drink, what you eat, the immune system, when it come, then it started to try to, combat, send out the troops to go and fight it back, but then it come overactive. And when it come overactive, that's what causes the autoimmune diseases. If you have psoriasis, the overactive cells, if you have lupus, okay, type 1 diabetes and Crohn diseases, some people have Crohn diseases. So that's what the immune system is important. We are alive today because of the immune system, okay? So immune system is also influenced by stress, okay? So I will talk a little bit, but today I'm trying to stick to the main subject. Let's go to the next slide. So this is what I am giving you. You will never have somebody like me sharing this information, an esthetician. I am an esthetician too, but I have 35 years experience in formulating the product and work with Brian Jegasothy, a research dermatologist and former chairman of Department of Dermatology at University of Pittsburgh, on the ingredient, what they do, inflammation, aging, and all these things. I have worked with the knowledge as well as other PhD chemists and scientists, all these are in me when we do the thing. So as an esthetician, I understand what it means for the esthetician, and as you know, sometimes we don't get enough information. So I'm going to share something beyond the school, what you learn, okay? So that's what basically I will share with you. Let's go to the next slide. Now, most of you know, especially your client, they use personal product, they don't even worry about it. They just put it, okay? They put it and they don't worry about it. Because usually the government cannot police everything. Only they police the drug, okay? Drug is the only one they can do. So a lot of time what you put, whether it's your, carpet, something in your carpet, something you do in your pesticide, you do it at home, or, all these different things can come where you breathe, and, you put on your skin, all these. So that's what basically there is. So basically you are as a professional, as an esthetician, you have to, okay, educate them, tell them and everything, and that's what come very important for you. Next slide. Okay, this is the facts. 500 products contain ingredient banned in Europe. Nearly 100 products considered unsavory by the International Fragrance Association. See that? 22% of the being contaminated with cancer-causing impurities called dioxin. Dioxin, you heard about ethylene oxide? That's what the ethylene oxide, ethylene glycol is the, but that's where radiator antifreeze, but that's what this is happening, even including children product. California is the only state in the US to ban many ingredients passing through. It's called California Proposition 65. Hylunia and Hymet meet all the requirements for 65. Many companies don't do that, but very important. That's the only thing you could know is from any of your clients or something, California Proposition 65. Okay, let's next go to the next one. Okay. Can ingredient make their way to inside your body? Yes. According to disease and Center for Disease Control, most of the toxic substance exposure through the body's largest organ. As a esthetician, skin is the largest organ of your body. Okay, and so it can penetrate. Even the body, the top part of the skin, stratum corneum, dead cells is made not to penetrate. Still, some ingredient can go into that. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is something some of you may have with us for many years, and we have been telling even from the way back 35 years ago. We talked about the sperm count going down in the Western world, we based on Dr. What is that, Sampa from Brunel University in Inke, 1990, and then the other study shows that everything too. And later, Professor Samuel Epstein warned about chemical in cosmetics, and he has written a lot of book too. There too. So when Hylunia warned about this fact, no one paid attention to us. We were telling, okay, these ingredients, all these things are going into the water, or going into the water, the fish, and others are taking. You heard about the mercury in the fish, even in the ocean, So all this happening, but they are actually going into what happening is, it's a mother uses the ingredient. For example, paraben. The mother uses the paraben and she pass on to the child. And here is a study showing that the mitochondria, is one of the part of your bodily function in your cell. It pass on to mitochondria, they go to the children, and that's what it happened. And now, after 30 years, even UNESCO is warning up in the world about men's sperm count. In fact, after not 19, later after 10 years, around 2000, even the University of Florida did a study on the alligators, juvenile young alligators in the Lake Okeechobee or something, I say the pronunciation, in Florida. And they found out the male organ, the male organ, I don't mean the organ people playing in the church, the organ, for the male, that one actually reduced in size by 50% in 10 years. This is the danger we have. It won't be surprised in another 10 years or something, we may have the male organ sizes reduce it. And now, they are trying to sell so many product online to make these people, do that. So even the FDA, so whatever we have been telling 30 years ago, 35 years ago, nobody listened and everything. That's what I thank you and my gratitude to those people who are using Hylunia. We avoided all of that. Okay, so the next slide. Okay. Next slide. Okay. Now, this is something from my Ayurvedic background. You saw me, I have come from generations of Ayurvedic doctors or physicians. From that, everybody in the East, we think about energy. Everything is energy. Okay? And according to the energy, there are good energy, bad energy, all the living and non-living organisms and everything, they keep that energy. Some are good, some are bad. Okay? So, if you look at green tea, that has a good energy. If you look at the bacteria, there are good bacteria and bad bacteria. So, you say lactobacillus, the milk bacteria, that's good. If you look at the other bacteria like a gonorrhea or something, lactobacillus gonorrhea, that's bad. So even in the energy is different. For example, take the sun. If you look at the sun energy you need for photosynthesis, the survival of the world, the plants and everything, even vitamin D for us, sun is important. If you have too much sun, it can create cancer. If you really too much, it can start fire. See that? So according to them, they said the energy is in all the ingredients and everywhere, living and non-living, and that's what I classified them at good, bad, and the ugly. So here I have a list of bad and the ugly ingredients. Okay. Now, preservative is number one. Still, I am keep on repeating like a broken disc, that preservatives, you shouldn't have preservatives in, and that's what we tell you what we have done, not to have preservatives, chemical preservative. Paraben, okay? Now, then you see grapefruit seed extract. A lot of companies, especially people with the organic companies, come and say we have, grapefruit seed extract. In fact, even a doctor told, oh, they have grapefruit seed extract, but she didn't know about that they have parabens. Grapefruit is actually break down into paraben. Okay. Same thing with formaldehyde. And some people say, there are formaldehyde. They say, I have from soy, Soy actually it's called sodium hydroxymethyl. Actually, it's same as formaldehyde. You see different ureas, of course, propylene glycol, fragrances, even some natural botanical extracts and essential oil are bad too. For example, oregano, oil, very, very irritating. Okay. Same thing with the dyes. People name, you don't have to have a dye in the product, but the company has to put it, its own marketing to be pleasant. Okay. Because everything is marketed towards your 5 senses. Same thing, evaporative alcohol, like the ethyl alcohol or some alcohols into that. Then you have cleansers, you have different cleansers. When you say lauryl sulfates are irritant and strip your top part of the skin. The top part of the skin is your protection. When you put a lauryl sulfate type thing, it strips the lipid barrier. It's a lipid barrier, it breaks it. So more water will evaporate, you start itching and you do that. To make it softer, lighter, they put some ethylene oxide. Then it came laureth. See that? Same thing with animal, human-derived ingredients, okay? Now, they had to have a lot of preservative to save the thing. Basically, when I say animal-derived, they are basically meat, You see some stem cells, human cells made from the young, when they cut the, for the circumcision for the boys, they take it and then they develop this, this stem cell. Way back when we did, they were using what is called placental extract. The mother give it to the baby hyaluronic acid. So what they did, they used to have skin care with placental extract. After all the different diseases and all these things came, they stopped it. But in the old days, and they used to sell it for $150 and like that. This is like 35 years ago. Then you have neurogenotoxic ingredient that can break down your toxic nerves and the thing, Then hormone disruptors. So all the hormone, it will upset it. I will come and talk about it later. what it is. Then you have potential carcinogenic ingredient. So this is what I am going to talk about it. I may have to go a little bit faster, but I will do that. But when we send it, you will see all of them there. Okay, let's now go to the one by one. Okay, so non-carcinogenic formaldehyde. You know formaldehyde or formaldehyde donor. Formaldehyde is, you know, that's an embalming liquid. Okay, embalming liquid. Actually, during Katrina, they have so many people homeless, and they had to send some, you know, some temporary accommodation, you know, and they have all these different ones with the floor using formaldehyde glue, and they had to not even use those, you know, trailers, you know, they couldn't use those trailers. Now, this name may be coming diacetylurea, imidazolurea, DM, all these are, okay? The sodium hydroxide, that's the one from soy. So, basically what you do is, what I found out 35 when we did the thing, only organic products except the essential oil have always preservative, and they are less than 1. When you have water, the bacteria or pathogens grow there, okay? But what's happening is that even that 1% can accumulate into your cells, you know, like I said, it accumulates into the fat cells underneath the skin, and that one eventually comes to the point it can trigger the cancer cells. Let me go to the next one, yeah. Now, other known carcinogens are, a lot of cleansers have this. To make the cleansers very mild, they use ethylene oxide. That's called ethoxylated ingredient, like a laureth, polysorbate, octanol, noxinol. You see a lot of them in there, and that's what it is. Once again, on a long term, as you use daily, remember that these things you use daily, not like a hair dye. You may do once a month, you know. Even if you don't know, whatever it is, it's only once a month. But when you do anything daily, that's what matters, okay? So that's what they can accumulate in your skin. Essential oil, many, they are very irritant. You know, some of the fragrance can even become carcinogenic eventually, okay? Diethanolamine, cocamide, doramide, these are all cleansers, you know, or neutralizers, cleansers, you know, they can become. Of course, pesticide, PCB in lanolin, you know, derivatives, all these things had happened. So what happening is, pesticide, you know that in those days, when we studied, nobody even ate organic. Only the hippies were eating organic. No, there was no organic, no nothing like that. Same thing happened with the PCB. Sometimes you see these transformers in the farmland. They have their own transformer. They convert the voltage to the house coming. They leaked into the ground. They got into the food cycle, into the grass and everything. So when everything grazed, you know, with a cow or sheep or something, they got them into the food cycle, and finally it end up in the under the skin, and that's where the lanolin come from. Lanolin come from the under the skin, okay? It's a good moisturizer, but that's a problem. Then you have this Pol, Padamoid, all these are in there. Let's look at the next one. Okay, next, let's go to the next slide. Other one, hydroquinone, I don't know, so some people, a lot of people, still some people use hydroquinone to pigment, to take out the pigments and everything. And some companies even use very high percentage, you know, hydroquinone. That's another one. DEA, I thought, I mean, phthalates, nail polishes, soft plastics, dyes, FDA dye, red dye is very bad, coal tar dyes, even talc, okay? So all these are, then you have arsenic, mercury, lead in the nail muds, you know. You use some, hey, it's natural, well, it's a volcanic ash or it's natural mud, and you put it, you soak yourself. But they have arsenic and mercury and other ones too, other metals too. All right, next one. Okay, so this is the preservative linked to cancer. So basically, known to mimic hormones or disrupt estrogen. The estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid, these are good hormones. You need them. when they go and disrupt them, okay, the body has to balance it. I'll come and explain later, okay, why they are important to have a balance in your hormones. When it mimics estrogen or hormones, then the body thinks you have too much estrogen. Paraben, that's what paraben does. You have too much estrogen. Then it will try to balance all the other ones. So that's what it is. It's like a symphony orchestra. Okay, so you had to have the not to mimic something. Then that's what the paraben is bad. It mimic estrogen, and you think you have too much estrogen, they cut down everything else, that the balance is lost. And you heard about, there's a big study done with the hormones, for the woman hormones. They have tried this study to see, and then they had to stop it. You know why? So the hormone, the natural hormone they get from the horse urine, the mare urine, they only put the progesterone. They didn't look at the other balance. There's a balance in there. And that's what they had to stop it. See, the balance in your hormone is very important. Later on, I'll come and talk about the stress and how it is upset your balance too. But let's go with it now, okay? The parabens you see, okay? Grapefruit seed extract you see, also hydroxybenzene. Trichlorosan antibacterial soaps and washes, that's another one, okay? Then there's a study done. This is the first study, 2004. 18 out of 20 breast tumors have breast cancer. Before that, when we stopped the parabens and paraben, a lot of even our doctors having you don't have enough study to show that, that paraben is bad. Because paraben is cheap and very effective too. So everybody use paraben, okay? But this study, after that, everybody said, but we have been telling so many, so many years ago. Now, I talked about the sperm count, same thing happening too. All right, next slides. Now, the ugly ones are the parabens. They are used in 95% of the Western Hemisphere. Now it's less, but these numbers I got it earlier, okay, when I was doing my research, so now I have to update that. But Hylunia have been paraben-free since 1988. Next slide. There are 13,000 cosmetic registered. FDA alone has paraben. Also, it's a known allergen, allergen. Okay. 90% product designed to be left on the skin and 70% of product. Maybe I had to check the latest, maybe less, but it is a fact. Next one. Okay, I am not going to go through everyone. I put this for you to, in case you want to give a training to education or some, some get together and sell people. You can print it and show it, keep in your spa and you can show it to them. Okay, this is what the bad is, and they found out, 40 mastectomies, they found out 158 of 160, that's 99% too has a, paraben. Okay, there are bisphenol A, methyl parabens, all these studies have, and Hylunia don't have any bisphenol A and paraben. Next slide. I'm going to just keep going. I just marked it in the highlighted and red. So that's why I'm not going to go through all of them, but okay, next slide. Okay, here once again, they are absorbed, new scientists, they are absorbed. They surveyed 215 cosmetic products, 90 of them have used contain parabens. See that? So keep next one. So all these just for you, I highlighted for so you read it rather than everything. So that's what it is. Next slide. Okay. Once again, these are more and more. Okay. Let's go through that. Now also another one, paraben also they are suspecting about male infertility. There's a mitochondrial connection, But most likely will happening is men don't use their cosmetics like women, so they may be less. However, the mother may be passing on to the son. Okay, and that's what it is. Okay, next slide. Okay. Sir, another thing happened. As you know, we were looking for an irritant-free product. Okay. But however, we found out, when we start researching and everything, that is 99% of the skincare products have ingredient cause inflammation. Okay. Okay. And disrupt the endocrine system. Okay. This is a big invention we found in 1988. So Brian Jegasothy was, the dermatologist and former chairman of the Department of Dermatology at University of Pittsburgh. He's the one led the team. Okay, the next slide. We have 200 years experience team who actually tried to help us to, and that's what we found out. Okay, continuous inflammation is diseases and root cause of premature aging and potential cancer. Okay, so what's happening is, if you have a continuous inflammation, especially chronic, okay, next slide, chronic inflammation, that's what the problem starts. Okay, okay, once again, so when you have a continuous inflammation, actually, the inflammation actually contribute to the changes in the DNA. When the DNA changes, okay, then actually it mutate and produce a different gene. That gene produces a wrong product. If it's a skin, instead of collagen, it will produce the wrong collagen. That's what the cancer cell starts. So when you have a DNA, okay, change, it has to happen. So good example is sun. If you get burned, not one time, 7 times, that damage come permanent, and then it will mutate the DNA, and then can it trigger the potential cancer cells. We usually have in our cancer cells, even people dispute it, still everybody have some cancer 3-4 times in their lifetime. But when the immune system is weak, that's what they come and make the change happen. So you are making the DNA mutate, change. Okay. Next slide. Hylunia is inflammation. So inflammation comes from sun and ingredient too. And that's what Hylunia didn't have any of the inflammatory ingredient either. So basically, there is called subclinical inflammation. Sometimes it's happening and you don't see on the outside, but it's happening inside. For example, sunburn, you see, it's red and everything. But subclinical, when you happen this one, it happened under the skin. So you have these mast cells, in your, they are in your basal cells, and they have a pigment called histidine. When the sun attracts, when the skincare ingredient attack, they convert them to histamine. Okay? The histamine actually create the inflammation. So that's what's happening. So that's what the babies have a lot of mast cells because they don't have any immune system to fight back. Okay, they are just getting them. So that's what it is important. The subclinical, for example, a lot of people go to the UVA light, suntan. You think there's nothing happening there. You know what is happening there? The subclinical inflammation, you don't see it, but it's breaking down your collagens, elastins. Okay, so that's what you don't see that, but it's happening. You see the people who have really gone into, even without, they can't be into sun exposure, but they have gone to the suntan to get suntan regularly. When they are older, their wrinkles are deep, And if they are a smoker, suntan, and bitch about everything in life, negative person and everything, they get it. Their skin come. They can't use any product they want. Even they feel happy about using a $500 product, nothing can help them. Okay, it's done. You had to do a laser, laser or to really get those things out. Okay, next one. So subclinical inflammation, I hope everybody understand that. And our discovery made a big difference. And that's what the free radical, I'm using the word free radical, so it can cut from stress, sun, processed food, pesticides, contaminated food and water. Okay, even you have a hormonal, they have put hormones into the meat and milk and everything else. So all can inside come and upset your balance and can create inflammation. And they create free radicals inside your body. Okay? Your body tried to fight back and they produce called histamine, leukotrienes, They tried, but still it cannot do that. Okay? Okay. What I would do is, there is a question, tanning bed, what you would do is eventually, okay, use the tanning lotion. Try to do the tanning lotion. I know that's a big investment. You can't just change it. Okay, so you had to use the eventually educate them and everything, and let them make into use the tanning lotions. They are okay. Tanning lotion doesn't do any. The chemicals are not bad or anything. Eventually you had to do that. Okay. Now, even the Time magazine have a called secret killer about the inflammation, chronic inflammation. Okay. So when you have chronic, like I said, if you do once in a while and everything, even, it's okay. Like that good example of that dye. Oh, even tanning bed, somebody come they want to have a wedding or something, they want to do that. But when they do regularly, that's what is bad. Anything regularly, okay? So chronic inflammation, if you have, that will overload your system. And the immune system cannot repair it. Then the damage, the DNA damage will happen. And that's where the first stage to cancer, precancerous cells, premature aging, all this will happen. Okay. So that's what so it's a chronic that you had to worry about. Let's go to the next slide. Once again, I am just giving, what are the other ones, Okay. Okay, phototherapy is, I have a question, maybe answer it. Phototherapy is good. They actually help them. Okay, the red lights and the blue lights and everything, so that they actually get your mask, collagens and everything. In fact, even to heal something. I use the LED light phototherapy for my knee. I have a knee problem, I broke myself in the knee when I was doing volleyball back when I was young, and still showing up now in my old age. So I usually put that. Also, I am neuropathy, I'm diabetic, and my feet, I usually put both my feet on my LED light. I have not the mask, but the other one. So LED lights are good, and you can use, I think, blue light for the, different light, blue for the bacteria. So they are good. In fact, include in your facials as part of it. Okay, they are not expensive, so use that. Okay, now here I wanted to go to the other one: stress, lack of sleep, polluted air, sun exposures. Look at all these: medication, drugs, alcohol, cigarette smokes, inflammation, and all these are caused by free radicals. Okay, so that's just to give that, but I will have a separate class on this one because it is more deep. I have to explain in a simple way, but I will do it right now. Let's talk about ingredients and what you have to do the formulations. Okay, next one. So when you have an inflammation, you must avoid chronic inflammation. I will know it's not one thing, multiple things you have to. I talk about stress. That's what. So think like it's your immune system is the one you had to keep at the best working condition. It has to perform at the best. Okay. I do some meditation. I don't know how many you are coming to my meditation class. I'm taking step by step and try to reduce stress by burning your past, and something you can look at and see it, So all these cardiovascular, everything can come here. So you had to avoid once again, chronic inflammation. Okay. Inflammation is good. You need to get your all the cells and everything to come and heal and everything. But when you have chronic, that's what the problem is. Okay. Next one. So good example of inflammation is sun. The UVA and B lights, okay, create free radicals. Okay. And they have sun and they create free radicals and they will change the DNA. Once again, I told you, you burn one time, you forget to take your sunscreen, it's okay. But if you continue to do that, that's what is bad. 7 times, usually you can see that, I don't know any of you came to my cancer class. I did a cancer talk about sun damages and everything. I saw how it can, you don't see it, but they are happening underneath. Okay. So UVA, UVB, but unfortunately, even we have, next slide, UVA and B, still there are a lot of protons coming and creating free radical. There are billions or trillions of protons coming. Okay. Now, free radical in a nutshell, let me explain to you. Okay. It is bodily function. Okay. Your body functions. Okay. And when you have an oxygen, okay, there is a oxygen that's a free radical. So they don't have one electron. You had to have a paired electron. This is done by these two doctors from University of Nebraska College of Medicine. We actually followed what they have done it, and that's what when we looked at the ingredients and everything, that's what we found out. That 99% of the skincare, I don't know, we haven't done lately, but 99% have ingredient that create inflammation. Go to the next one. So here's a little bit explanation about free radical. It has to be complex. It took so many years. Even I asked so many doctors to explain and PhDs, and they couldn't explain. On my own, I had to come. So basically what you happen is, usually electrons, if you know your, electrons and everything, what is that sitcom? There's a sitcom called, they talk about the electrons moving around. So when you have electron, they go in pairs, couples, like a couple. When only is one, that affects it. That is become free radical. And then it's like a chain reaction, okay? It creates a chain reaction. So I cannot explain here, but later on come to one of my So terror, I call free radical like a terrorist. They don't care you are a child, you are a woman, you are a good man, you are a priest. They go and kill everybody. That's what when you create a free radical by the sun, the preservatives, the ingredients and everything, that's what they do, okay? And the first thing they do, the free radical, they create the inflammation. Okay. The inflammation, if you are continuous, they change the DNA. Okay, next slides. I'm sorry I couldn't explain because I had to finish everything. Now, this is when we started to formulate for the product in the beginning for the baby. So this study was done way before we even started it. Okay. Now, what we found out was Dr. Malibash and from University of San Diego at that time. But what was the year? 5-year study, 1985. 5-year study, 280,000 people. And they found out 27% of the people have contact dermatitis, so which create inflammation due to preservatives, and 30% fragrance. I couldn't believe that not a single company didn't at that time, 30 years ago, didn't have, all has fragrance and preservative because everybody liked to smell nice. Then the preservatives, even, everybody had to keep the thing safe, for shelf life. That's what happened. Propylene glycol, lanolin dyes, all these. Next slide. So this is, even then nobody took, this is one of the reasons we started Hylunia. Synthetic fragrance you have, they have, contain endocrine disruptors. I'll talk about endocrine later on, but mimic hormones. I told you, when it mimic hormone, you upset your hormonal balance. Remember that your hormones are like a orchestra or symphony. Okay? You had to have the right hormone come at the right time with the right instruments. Otherwise, it upset the thing. Okay? Next slide. Okay, here is the inflammatory and toxic ingredient. I have this. If you want, you can print it and keep it in your practice. Even give it to all the estheticians and they had to tell people this is the different. And you had to learn to not only that, even not only do classes and be, even influencer, but educated influencers. A lot of influencers are there for money. You wanted to do something good to the humanity for the good karma. Okay, and the money will come. But so coming to influencers, you can be an influencer or somebody, you can share the knowledge to that. Okay. Yeah, benzoyl peroxide. Yeah, benzoyl peroxide is okay, but still it's a benzyl. When you have a benzene ring, okay, no. So benzyl, I hope you are not confusing it with hydrogen peroxide. That's the one we use for cleaning, hydrogen peroxide. Benzyl peroxide, any of the bin with the benzene family, okay? There's a question about benzyl peroxide, yeah. Benzyl alcohol, all are bad, okay? So remember that, okay? Now these are the ones I don't want to do that. You know that sodium benzoate, potassium sorbate. You know, you see a lot of potassium sorbate in your food. Remember that when it's in the food, your liver breaks it down. When you are in the skin, it actually goes and collects in your fat cells under the skin. Salicylic acid below was. Salicylic is okay to just temporarily use it and everything, but not for long term, you know. Okay. So that's what these are, chlorophenol and everything, you know. You could see all these different ones, you have it here. See that thing. CMOS, okay, there may be some CMOS have, mostly CMOS may be more iodine. Okay, CMOS may be iodine. So it doesn't, CMOS didn't do anything like a bad, any of the other ones coming. Of course, if the CMOS have a contamination with the modern world, we have mercury and everything, that's a different case. Okay, just like happened with the fish, you know. Okay, even the deep fish have mercury in there. So they are okay, and you have people growing some, you know, other one I am thinking of other, you know, not CMOS, other ones you can do it, and it's not coming into my head, you know. You can use the seaweed, some of the seaweeds you eat, you know, it'd be okay. So once again, it's where you source it, where you get it. That's what you had to take responsibility for your own life. The doctors are there to help. Nobody's going to go deep into like what I am doing. This is the reason we are sending out to everybody, did you know, and giving you facts that nobody will tell you. Okay, next one. So you all got Hylunia, you all got all these, okay? Print it out. If you want to print it and make it into a big poster and put it in your spa, okay? So you have to let people, we don't have it, any of these. Hopefully we will make eventually make a, you know, we used to have that, you know, one of the banners, you know, maybe we'll do one of the banners and maybe have it to, you know, send it to our clients, yeah. Okay, next slide. Now, this is once again, I did the product. You could see, I don't know, you could see it, but it's I put it all these different companies. I didn't put the name, but they have, okay, they have all the cancer-causing preservatives and everything and all these, and we found all of them had it. And that's what, when we did the original research, actually in 1988, we found out 99 people, everybody have preservatives and everything, which was bad. Okay, next slide. So what can you do? You had to avoid, okay, ingredients. So what is not in the skincare is more than what is in the skincare. Always remember that. So you read the label, make sure that they are, a lot of companies don't tell you all the primary ingredient. You want the whole list. Okay. Maybe sometime when you sell other places, they had to put it, but the companies don't sell you, you know. And this is the biggest thing the marketing people do, that, you know, they make you to believe this is the best and everything, and, you know, but you are, remember that you are a professional. You want to give the actual science-based information, and it's a good karma for you. Okay. I started a company because it's a good karma for me. Okay. 35 years ago. And now I am worried with all this AI, the things may be all distorted and fake information comes. So you are the people who have to be there to tell the people, this is what the real ingredient, this is what it can do for you. Okay. So a lot of people say their companies claim, even if they claim organic skincare product, remember that only there is no FDA, you know, FDA skincare. It's a Department of Agriculture. Okay, they give you, okay, this is organic. Tell you the truth. Even the marketing people twisted the fact of 100 years, 200 years in chemistry, 200 years of science. Organic means carbon-based metal. These people made the organic into free of pesticides and everything. This is how the marketing people make you to do it, believe it. So you cannot believe anybody. Okay? You had to be your own decide on your own. Don't try, read anything out there. So 5%, so 95% you can claim organic, certified organic by Department of Agriculture. But the 5% will be the preservatives. That could be, they may say, it could be soy derived, which is hydroxymethyl scraminate, which is paraben, or they could say it is, formaldehyde. They may say it has a, grapefruit seed. Remember that? Grapefruit seed extract. Grapefruit is good. That's called nanogreen. That's good for weight loss and everything. But it's a grapefruit seed extract. They add to something to make it, and that's bad. Okay, so all these things, okay, imagine how, if you find the information and you sold some, believe in organic, and so now you find out this is what they did, how do you feel? Unfortunately, you can't help, so, but at least you can really, look into that. Always you have to ask questions, okay? Give an education, share everything. I hope some of you, we will send this. I had to sort of rework some of these ingredients and everything and send it to you. We will maybe even split into different sections, so you can give small section talk or write about it and everything, Follow Hylunia on the post and everything, and you can do that too, Okay, and you can tell them, that this is a knowledge, and this is, so be a teacher and share your knowledge. That's good karma. Okay? Okay? And go ahead. Next one. I told you about the truth. None of them are telling. When we started the company, to get the ingredient, I couldn't. I had to go and buy the actual product. I was so hard, to pay $100 product, moisturizer, which I go to the farm, drugstores, and found it for $10, But I had to buy to find out what is the ingredient in there. Okay? So what is pentathenol is called truth serum. Remember that in the movies you see some, the spice, they inject the thing and the come and tell everything. That's what it is. Nobody is telling the truth serum, but we are on the truth serum. We are telling you everything. Okay? We want you to educate, because that's a good karma for me. Educate and give the science-based facts, and that's what we are doing it. So that's what the pentathenol. So what you had to do is, next slide, you had to prevention. So what the best way to do is prevent the ingredient that I went through all these and tell what is the real truth. And even if you have somebody trying to sell you a product or everything, you demand all the ingredient. If your client come and say this, ask them to bring the product, look at the ingredient, read it, and then you can give your professional opinion about it. Not just primary ingredient. Okay, that's the answer. Go ahead, next one. I'm running late. Okay, good ingredients. Now we go to good ingredients. Remember that I told you in the beginning, when you have an ingredient, you have what is a function, what it can do for you. Okay? Like if you have an antioxidant vitamin, they are called anti-aging, but what it can do it. So antioxidant vitamin has a function. Anti-aging by neutralizing free radical. Free radical cause premature aging and potential cancer. And also, this antioxidant repairs sun damages and reduces fine lines and wrinkles. Okay? A lot of people doesn't understand that's what the antioxidant. In fact, some of you who have been with the Hylunia, we used to call antioxidant cream. We had to change the name. When we checked it out with the keywords and everything, SEO, nobody didn't know what the antioxidant do it. So we had to change the name to Ultimate, Youth Reviving Cream, So that's what it is, So that's what the active ingredient, green tea, I told you, not only that, what percentage they are using. They may be so you look at the ingredient, it is come third, fourth, fifth, or all the way down, that means they don't have anything. They are marketing claim. Then you got to go to the next client and ask them, hey, how much of Polyphenol, that's your active ingredient you have. Hylunia concentrated the extracts of green tea to the 50% polyphenol, which is 500 times more than potent normal green extract. Somebody have a green extract, we are 500% more than that. So we were able to put less percentage. They may have to put 10, 15, 20% to make it happen. Remember that if you don't have enough concentration, nothing happens. Remember that aspirin, Advil. You had to take a minimum aspirin as well to make it happen. Headache to go. Otherwise, it's same thing here. Unless you have a minimum concentration, nothing will happen. Okay? So, look at it. Now, look at pomegranate. People may, it is called allergic acid. We have concentrated the active ingredient, so I shouldn't say actives, to 40% allergic acid, which is 1300% more than the normal extract. Active amla extract, tannin, and 20% vitamin C. We concentrated to 40%. Okay? So what you see is, remember that Hylunia has we have later on, I'll do a product, but we are ancient Ayurveda and modern science. That's what the modern science coming in. So ancient Ayurveda, inflammation, everything, modern science, inflammation, that's what we are combining together. Other one is turmeric, hydrogenated turmeric. So turmeric is, you had to put something like a 10%. If you put 10% turmeric into your skincare, your face will come yellow. You sleep in the bed, your pillow will become yellow. So we had to find a company which was able to take that color out by hydrogenating. Now, the active ingredient coumarin is now is called tetrahydrodifluoromethane. We say turmeric, it is 2,000 times more potent than normal turmeric. See that? I see something in there in some of the capsules, the supplements. I see that ingredient in there, but I don't see anybody else have it in the skincare. I haven't seen it. Next one. Okay, there are other ones you have already known about it. Please go to Hylunia website. All these are very well written and everything there. Okay, mangosteen. It is called xanthone. The antioxidant called xanthone. There are 40 different types of xanthone antioxidant in mangosteen. Very excellent antioxidant. Other one called coca-cola. Okay, it is also anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Powerful. Okay, Red Sea algae. It has also powerful antioxidant. Now, vitamin C, you know that. I will talk later. Then retinol, vitamin E. Okay, so these are the ones. Then you have the plant stem cells and peptides and everything. So since I talk about function, we had to go by that. So I just mentioned here. Next slide. So when you use the next one will be instant facelift. Now there are plant extract, they have scientific studies to show the certain plant extract can and neuropeptides can rapidly wrinkle and fine lines. Honey locust plant extract, okay? 50% reduction in frown growth, the smile. Reduction in forehead wrinkles. I have used that in my advanced restorative cream, and I really, when I do that, you could see I am 79 years old, and this is what you go and see that. Okay, so other one is crow's feet. Okay, reduction in under the eye bags and also smile line. Okay, that's a little bit questions. Retinol, see, teretroid is basically a prescription. Okay. Now, so depending on what you are going through, what the doctors are giving you, the prescription, everything, you had to be, so retin-A is a prescription. Tetroin, so I would, retinol is a calm, nice, everything, but retinol coming into retinol, okay, you have we use the California proposition, so remember that? It's still irritant. So they use a maximum of 2%, and we buy by 2% in our products. However, certain products we have added in the form of retinol, okay, which is actually, retinol linoleate. Now we have added that to the thing. So we are getting more than the limit of what the proposition, but that is not considered to be retinol. So that's a way. So you may have to see, I think I can't remember exactly what product. Maybe when I do the product knowledge, you do that. So you had to ask your healthcare professional to see what it is. I don't know what reason you are putting the tetinoid. So okay, the next one. So here kangaroo paw flower. Okay, now I am giving, okay, kangaroo paw flower, you'll see that. Then you see the neuropeptides, okay, DMAE, acetyl peptides. So the next slide. So these are the ones give you instant facelift. Next slide. Now this is honey locust. The first thing. The second one is called kangaroo paw flower. Go next slide. Next slide. This is kangaroo paw. Okay, you have seen the benefit. So let's go to the next slide. Now, some of you, as you know, during the COVID, Hylunia has to sell our product online. Otherwise, we would have gone bankrupt. We didn't have any choice. So many spas were closed, so many account was closed, and so we had to survive. So what we did was we wanted to change the product to something for online sales. So what we did was we kept the Hylunia same as what we have been doing for 35 years, so improvement. But this one we say new and improved and put some new ingredient, but increase the price too. Okay. Now, what we give our Hylunia professional, okay, to buy it and sell it too, depending on your, you have a rich clientele, they may afford and they can buy it, so you can do that. Okay. So that's what those things are happening. Now, vitamin C, fruit collagen stimulating. Okay. Ascorbic acid, I had to do separately on that. Pure vitamin C, that's only. Then you have alternative. Then the other one called kakadu plum, which is 100 times more than orange. Amla fruit, we know tannin, which is also 20% vitamin C product. And this amla fruit is 550 times more potent than the normal extract. See that? So what we do, we have put a potent, everything potent and everything made it, just not word, but that's not word. Actually, make it like a real powerful, product that actually give the results. Next slide. I'm sorry, I'm running late. This is a kakadu plums. Next slide. Okay, I am not going to go too much deep into that, but I am going to go fast into that. You already have all the people who have been Hylunia, so turmeric is an excellent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant, powerful thing. And so that's a turmeric is another one. Once again, our turmeric is very powerful than other turmeric you see in other people. Next one, go down. There's more about turmeric. Okay, that's the one. When they hydrogenated, it is called tetrahydrodifluoromethane. One of the things we found out way back is when the organic people will say, you can't change the organic, it has to be the extract, actual extract. You can't do anything. But we couldn't concentrate anything and make it organic, even if it come from turmeric from India, organically grown. So we couldn't do it, but that's what it is. Other one called Centipeda cunninghamii, you heard about this, come from Australia, 4,000 times more than the aspirin, anti-inflammatory property. Ultramus malsardi, this has come from Fuji, these plants grows in the volcanic ocean. When the eruption comes, they come to the surface, they take it out and grow in a pond next to that, and then they extract it. When they extract it, they leave all the iodine. So this is against the sun radiation, excellent against sun radiation. Okay, good for acne and inflammation too. So it's good for psoriasis, eczema, skin conditions. Okay, next one. Beta glucan. Beta glucan come from oats. Okay, we used to, some of the beta glucan come from yeast too, but we have taken it out because because of the yeast. They purely 100% pure, but still there may be even a doubt about yeast there. So we use only beta glucan from the oats. Very powerful. It actually stimulates the collagen and helping the speed up reactions and healing process. Okay. And you see there's I think we have a block on beta glucan too, how they are helping in the bringing new cells, recovery. Okay, next slide. It comes with the recovery and everything too. Okay, so once again, this is I'll keep going. Green tea chrysanthemum, I keep going. Okay, you guys should know it. I have running short of time, so I'm going to go keep green tea extract. Please read about it and everything. We will send something. Green tea is actually excellent for free radical. See, oxyferral hydroxy free radical, and it is eliminating 100% 97. Green tea is an excellent, but in skincare, you had to concentrate them. Unless they put enough green tea extract, it is not going to do anything to you. Drinking green tea, good, but do like 4 to 5 cups a day. That's the one you get enough green tea, okay? Next one, go down. Green tea is also, suppress redness, people with the redness, everything. Pomegranate, ellagic acid, excellent, okay, property, anti-aging effect. Next one, I had to go fast here. Padina pavonica is actually a seaweed. It resembles the same like your skin. Okay. And this one, actually, go to the next one. They can actually produce, that one actually produce hyaluronic acid. They can synthesize hyaluronic acid inside. Remember that the hyaluronic acid we use is 2 million molecular weight, big, remember the 1,000 wet blanket on your skin? So the hyaluronic acid, only water can go in. However, this one inside, it produces the, hyaluronic acid. Mangosteen, 4 xanthones, powerful antioxidant. Next one. But vitamins, you know that retinol, vitamin A, retinol palmitate, and beta carotene. So our retinol, remember that retinol, not retin A. Retin A is prescription. Retinol come from beta carotene. Okay, so basically it's natural. Okay, you see Hylunia label, we put on an asterisk on the top, plant derived, and that's what, even if you say retinol, we put the asterisk because it come from beta carotene. Very powerful retinol, rebuild sun damage, repair the sun damage, rebuild cells, and very, bring in new cells to that. Okay, next one. Vitamin E is another one. Always remember that when you have a vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid, you need a vitamin C, E. They are like sisters helping each other. One oxidize, other one renew it, to stay continuously, active. So vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant, vitamin E. Go ahead. Superoxide, this is a very powerful enzyme. Okay, but it's a little bit irritant. Okay, so we had to put it at the last, be careful. And you see that cantaloupe and everything, you hear that, some product line or, promoting this. So that's like a but very powerful antioxidant. Okay, next one. Slide. Okay, I don't want to go deep into that, but I just wanted to sell stem cell. Now, stem cells, everybody has stem cells, and when we are young, we have a lot of stem cells, but then as we go older, but stem cell you need to, if you cut your skin, break your bones, you need the stem cell to produce new cells to form, to heal. So, in your skin, even they are dead on the top, the dermal papilla, the tiny vellus hair, the small hair, that's always there, even the big hair. So what's happening is this hair papilla has stem cells. The cells has to grow. The cells has to grow. Next one. So what's happening is stem cells actually bring in new cells. This is a doctor who talked about, grape stem cells. Next one. So grape stem cells, okay, we have lotus stem cells, grape stem cells, and all these have in there. Okay, bring in new cells. Okay, not too many companies have grape stem cells. We have more than 10 years. Then you have the peptides. For example, palmito tripeptides actually it reactivate the dead collagens. Okay, very active, dormant tissue growth factors, they are the ones. So this is excellent. You have the soy and everything. Keep going. I want you to, this ingredient, we had it before, and you must know it. Next slide. So I asked a question. I don't know, some of you are old enough to know there is a Wendy's advertisement. This lady come to the counter and wears a beef. That's what when you see the skincare, when we were doing it, I didn't see anything. They didn't have any active ingredient or effective ingredient, enough concentration, nothing. They just marketing claim, and they have the marketing money to advertise and make you to believe this is great, and everybody, what is that, sales rep or everything, told it, and that's what it is. So here is another one, you can look at it, So when I looked at this, okay, put it the prices and everything, see capital side, you have occlusive agent. So the first 2, 3, if you have, they from occlusive. Put like a saran wrap. Go to the next, next slide. A lot of these brands sell it so many. Okay, so this is basically anti-aging. So you don't get any results. If you want result, you had to have active ingredient, concentrated, and they had to penetrate into the skin. If you don't penetrate, you don't see the skin. And what happening is your immune system weakened by stress, inflammatory ingredients, and all these, and DN, and that's what the aging happened. So a lot of people are looking to slow down the aging process, and it is accelerating if they don't take care of it. And that's what the aesthetic here come and explain to them. Next slide. Yes, vegetable glycerin is good. Yeah, it's same chemical structure. Yeah, vegetable good, okay. Effective ingredient penetration. See that? Otherwise, it sits on the top. So when I looked at it, I couldn't see. Those days, I didn't know much about dermatology and everything and all these, So Brian Jegasothy is the one who told me and explained. I learned so much about it. And he's the one talk about most of these products don't do anything. They just sit on the skin because like I told you, I went and bought some product, and first 2, 3 ingredients are, you see, negative, dimethicone or silicone, Vaseline, caprylic triglyceride or glycerol, all these, and they block the barrier. They won't let anything to go in. So you don't get any results. Next one. I am sorry, I am getting a little bit, Next slide. Okay. Hylunia also uses, okay, our formulation, we use a lot of lecithin bale to activate, encapsulate and activate and take the penetration. We have hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid hold 1000 times. All the water soluble ingredients are in the hyaluronic acid. Remember that it holds to 1 time, and then when the water penetrates, the active ingredient goes into that too. That's what Hylunia penetration happens. We also do some drone technology to target delivering ingredient like our, certain products we have, with the melanosides, where highly expensive drones we use in Princess Formula, okay, blend of Ayurvedic other ones too, okay. So next, go to go down, yeah, next one. Now I am going to it is not part of this one, but I am going to still mention to you something, the immune system. Immune system is why we are alive, and all your damages done to your thing, whether you drink and you bitch about everything in your life or all these things, that's the one, the stress and everything in come. Okay, so that's what is important. You had to get your immune system, and I want to talk about what else. Stress, chemicals, pesticide, everything. Okay, so that's what you have. So what I found out in my research, I don't know, some of you know, I went through a depression and I came out of it, and that's why I started teaching about the wellness, about the thing. Your mind is everything. Remember that, glass half full or half empty. It's a mind. If you can understand mind is everything, you can control your future, everything, your happiness and everything. Okay, next slide. I'm sorry, it's going more than that time. Next slide. Okay, more about stress. 80% of the chronic disease in the West are due to stress. 35 years ago, stress is number one. Even today, stress is the biggest problem. So stress is okay. So you had to, okay, think about. The other one is fear. Fear, what happening is, you have been made from the childhood growing up, you put the fear into you. Okay, it is introduced by your parents, grandparents, and teachers, priests, everybody, authorities. So some of you still have the fear, and that is actually, and you want to be somebody different, but these fears are conflict here in your heart. I had to do something different, attend one of our classes about it. The next one. Okay, next slide. Okay, this is immune system. You see the immune system? Yeah, so basically you see the macrophages, the purple one, megacyte macrophages, and they do the, they basically come and fight all the thing happening. Remember that you have the the Langerhans cells in your body skin. They are the watchdogs. They try to find what is bad, what is good, and everything, and then they stimulate the immune system to come and find macrophages and white blood cells. They come and kill it and everything. That's what they do. Okay, so what happening is the immune system, okay, very important, and that's what I just mentioned about it. The reason is you had to really, okay, you had to really get rid of all your past. I don't know how many people came to my meditation. That's what I'm trying to do. You had to completely burn your past and start a new person. So it is very important. You had to let the past go. I hope even if you miss some of the classes, come and we will send you, register and send it, and they will send you the information to you. And we will try to get all these together. We just got started. We will try to do that. Okay. So that's what is important. So in a nutshell, okay, stress, your happiness, and everything is important. Okay, so we will send you. Thank you. Somebody said this. Thank you. I will send you this. Break them. Let me give me some time. Okay, okay. I want to give you some to make you. I want all of you think like good karma. Good karma is good. Okay, do some good karma, spreading all this knowledge to people, and we will help. Okay, our marketing people, Vinay is in charge and everything. Okay, everything. Okay, thank you. And for my gratitude and thank you for attending this, and I am happy all of you attended this. Okay, thank you.